Welcome to the Dummy Plug Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the Dummy Plug Podcast. I'm Gainer79. Joining me on the podcast today are Actually Asuka.
Hello.
Unit 2.
Hello.
And General Iowa.
What's up?
All right. Today on the podcast, we will be discussing some of the content from the Animator Expo, including Me, Until You Come to Me, and Another Impact. So let's get right into that. Asuka, you had wanted to discuss Me.
I love Me.
Okay.
I love Me, and I loved it especially because it was the first thing chronologically of the three things we're discussing that came out of Animator Expo. And I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I really liked it because, I mean, first off, there are little cameos by the Ava Fens. But the big thing that I really liked about it and that ties it into this is that it addresses, like, the way, and everyone's in this podcast has seen Me, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I felt like the way that it ties into Ava is that the underlying message of it is that you can't project things onto women and, like, projecting those gross desires onto 2D women counts. And I thought it was really interesting that, like, when the creep is confronted by the, like, cool, gross villain person, like when she jumps out of the TV and crawls over the walls and stuff, which, by the way, is beautiful, beautiful animation when she jumps out of the TV like that. I thought it was really interesting that they show the Ava characters, especially the ones that are under 18.
Mm-hmm. Because
I feel like it was kind of a not-so-subtle way of being like, yo, if you like porn of the Ava ladies, then you're the worst ever. And I'm all about that because they are only 14. So yeah, I just love Me. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it because I felt bad leaving it out and because I really love it and I want to cosplay from it, but whatever.
I personally got a different take from it.
I mean, I'm going off of the translated words to the Teddy Lloyd song that's in the background. Right.
Well, I'm just like my take on the whole thing, just from watching it with no subtitles or nothing like that, was it's kind of a thing against escapism. Like, you can't just escape the real world and go to this 2D world because there's nothing there for you. You know, it's not this great thing that you think it is. It's just, you know, it's not real. And why am I getting feedback?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up the translated lyrics while I'm talking. Well, like, the meaning of the video that I got from it and from reading the translations was that, like, the two characters that look kind of the same, that are not the same, like the scary lady, when the music and everything goes creepy and red, is what is going on? Where are these lyrics? Whatever. I'm spacing out because I'm trying to read your things in the text too, in the chat too. Basically, the main character idealized his girlfriend, and when she couldn't live up to that, he projected onto 2D girls and became, like, it's a critique of otaku culture, basically. And not otaku culture.
Sounds familiar.
Not otaku culture as we know it. Otaku culture as it is in Japan. Like, not how American anime fans have appropriated it, but what it means to be that in Japan. Like, to be a total shut-in to the point of it being, like, socially inappropriate.
To be that overly obsessive type.
Yes. Also, I'm going to go get my headphones to start talking, and I'll fix the mic thing. Talk about this.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Like, even with all the creepy, psychedelic everything. I really liked the first-person shooter bit. Just because I thought, like, the animation style was really cool. Mm-hmm. specifically the part where it like splatters and it's all, and then he keeps moving and it's like the forced perspective. I don't know. I like forced perspective.
I see. Iowa, what was your take on it?
This is what happens when Welcome to the NHK is done in another medium, but the same message exists. Because this dude, whoever he is, has obviously had no contact with the outside world, or very little of it, for a prolonged amount of time, to where he's hallucinating really badly, or he's projecting, or whatever he's doing is manifesting itself in that video, and it should be taken as a warning by a lot of anime fans. Don't do this crap. Go outside. Go have human interaction. Go be a normal person. Don't lay in bed and watch anime and play games and do stuff like that all day, because you're going to ruin your life, and that's what's going to happen. Because I watched a really good analysis of this on Facebook from someone who had gone through something like that himself, and he was just warning, don't do this, because you will go into a very dark place, and if you're not careful, you ain't getting out of it.
So you think it's like a public service announcement more than anything else?
It's a PSA against the hikikomori lifestyles, is what it is, honestly, to me. And I relate to that, because I kind of went through that kind of a phase myself.
Okay, I found the lyrics.
After I moved from Maryland to Texas, and I had no one except my dad, and I had no friends, I had no life. It was just easier for me to stay in my room, be on the internet 24/7, and do absolutely nothing but just, like, screw around on the internet and watch TV. Like, complete shut-in. I was one of those. So I can see why the guy would say that, because he's absolutely right. It's a cautionary tale, because too much of an influence like that, and that kind of escapism into something that does not exist, is really bad on the human brain.
All right, then.
So the lyrics I found, so the first section where, like, the character's name is Meme, or Mei if you're an awful person, but Meme, and the thing that they're singing, like, when they're doing the cool boob bounce dance, which is, like, the most relaxing thing, always, we are together at all times, always, I was thinking of you, your company, your time, my feelings are divided into two. Right now, at a time like this, I would like to show you your pain. You told me I am the depth of your being, I am your hatred and sadness. What you created is not a lie. Are you sure you didn't make an idol out of me? My heart changed at your convenience, false memories, narrow mind will change. Slowly tell me a life lesson from the fruit of your indecisive mind. Extreme dissatisfaction, your real life was covered with distress. A direct blow divided my days into two. Return, love me, we've come so far. If only I could just erase it all.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, it's so happy and cheerful and creepy, and then, wow, that just sounds like something.
Because that's exactly what that kind of escapism is. You get these artificial feelings of happiness and comfort from this stuff, and because you get it from that and you're not getting it from any other source, you're continuously drawn back to it because you get those false feelings, and that's all you have to rely on are those made-up feelings of happiness and acceptance and that kind of stuff. That's why it's so bad for people.
He put his girlfriend on a pedestal, and then when to me it sounds like after pampering and telling her she was perfect and they were going to be together forever, he flipped and changed his mind and told her that she made him sad and all this, and I feel like that's why we see the two different types of, her name is Hana, the girl with the pink hair. Mm-hmm. So, like, we see Hana with the mask who tackles him and, throws up inappropriate body fluids into his mouth, and then, the Hana with the flower in her hair who's crying and reaching for him, like, he has, without any regard for her emotional well-being or safety, like, ruined her for his own benefit, basically.
Okay.
That's what I got out of it. And this was like, and then he decided, meh, 3D girls are hard. I'm just going to ruin this person's life and then go back to masturbating to anime.
Good God.
Yeah.
That's what that kind of stuff does to you. It warps your mind, makes you do stuff that you shouldn't do.
Well, I think we just ruined that one for everybody.
Well, that's the problem. That's why you don't get into that loop, because it does things to you that are not normal and are not good for you. You know, you as a person in your psyche. Yeah. So basically, the TLDR version is go have friends, go have human interaction, go do stuff besides anime, have varied interests, go enjoy the outdoors. If you can. I mean, it is wintertime still, so, you know.
If you're in the Midwest, don't go outside.
It wasn't actually that bad today around me. It was like 25 to 30. It was nice.
Yeah, it kind of sucked by me.
Well, nuts to you.
Oh, excuse me. I can't control the fucking weather.
Yeah, you're not trying hard enough.
All right, let's move on here. So up next, we're going to discuss the first of the Evangelion shorts to come out of Studio Kara's Animator Expo, the Until You Come to Me short.
So good.
I know. So when this first came out, the fans were like, oh my god, is this new footage for the new movie? Is this some kind of transition between the two movies? What are we dealing with here? And there was a lot of fan theory getting thrown around, and nobody was really sure what was going on. So, and right now I'm honestly not sure myself. So I was hoping to get your guys' take on this.
Initially,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Initially, I thought it was like a teaser or something for 3+1. But like that was before I realized it was part of this Animator Expo. Mm-hmm. So I think it might be, I want to say concept art, or like at least concepts that they intend or at one point intended to use in the new movie, but have sort of coherently compiled into a short. So I don't think it should be taken as this is what's going to happen, but I also don't think you should be surprised if some of these fragments do show up.
Okay, it's an interesting take on it. So it's just you think it's basically just possible little bits and pieces that could end up in the movie but may not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I could see this. I mean, I could see this being like a whole thing of, you know, just this is cutting room floor stuff that they made something out of. All right.
I liked it though. I like just all the little bits and pieces.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what 3.0 plus 1.0 is going to look like. I'm super down for it.
Okay.
My thing was, like, in a retrospective, looking at the three things that have come out of Studio Kara for this, I think it was a demonstration of the three things that they're good at. Like, a lot of Until You Come to Me was in that awesome, like, storyboardy kind of sketchy, pseudo-unfinished kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was
yeah.
rough, but in the way that Kara can pull off. And then Me, Me, Me was nothing but, like, beautiful, smooth, dynamic.
Colors and animation.
Yeah, bright colors and amazing line work, and just the movement was so good, and all of the perspective was good. And then the last one was all CG? It was all CG, right? Just so I'm remembering correctly. It was all CG.
Oh, yeah.
CG.
And it was beautiful. And I am sincerely hoping that's why the last movie is going to take an eon, because what if it's in just, like, stunning, like, perfect 3D? Oh my god, I would die. But yeah, no, I feel like it was, I definitely think that Until You Come to Me is at the very least concept art for the next movie, if not, like, scenes? Not scenes, but I think...
Well, it would make sense, especially after the end of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they're all going on an adventure across the desert. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up in some of the places that they showed.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked everything about it. Also, I liked that Danny Boy was in it.
Iowa, what was your take on this whole thing?
Okay, time to hijack this into me and Unit 2 discuss this because we're the only ones who know what I'm going to ask about. All right, so Unit 2, couple quick questions.
Go.
A, or is there anything alluding to any of the mass-produced Avas in that short again? I don't remember.
I don't think so. There was
Okay.
Unit 1 was in it.
Could the possibility of them being there exist though?
There hasn't. I don't know. An argument could be made, but I don't know what that argument would be.
Trust me. I'll make it clear in a moment. Also, the other thing is that
are you tying it into the manga?
Yeah, honestly, I think you could tie this in really well to the manga.
Oh crap!
Ding
What?
ding 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 ding.
Oh my god! All right, so basically, at the end of Volume 13.
Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler.
Heavy spoilers are incoming. If you haven't read Volume 14, stop right here.
We'll try and in the editing, like in the because we're on YouTube now. Woo! We'll try and put in the do. Someone will. Maybe I'll listen to it and I'll edit it and put it in the do thing. A little. Don't, if you haven't read the manga, skip between these 2 points. But yeah, spoilers lie ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so at the end of Volume 13, because 14 is something entirely different, right? Because 14 ends with the big reveal with Yuki and other person, right?
Yep.
So at the end of 13, this is right after the tie-in to EOE. Like, this is right after the impact and everyone dying and all of that. And it's just a weird scene of, like, all of the characters, but they don't know each other yet. And they're on a train, and it's winter, which is weird because it hasn't been winter since Second Impact.
Yep.
And so it's like, oh, it's snowing. This is new and interesting. And none of the characters know each other. And they're on a train. And, well, the train's, like, going along, and you can see some of the MP Avas, like, sort of in stone, like, that have fallen to the ground, and you realize, oh crap, this is after that whole thing. This is the next loop in the cycle. And that whole scene looked a lot like all of the various shots in Until You Come to Me. And so, if that's concept art, they might be thinking about having a shot of the next loop in the cycle where everything's like they don't know each other yet and it's all normal because no one ever knew. It's odd. And so that'd be interesting.
Exactly. See, that's why I thought about it, because since I got my hands on a physical copy of 14 and I read through it, like, my mind immediately jumped to that, because you have the gap between... We're still in the spoiler part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So we have the part between where Shinji reconstitutes the world, and then Shinji leaving wherever the hell he is to head for Tokyo, and it's snowing, and you see the mass-produced Ava covered in some substance that's hardened, and the mother and the daughter talking about, like, how the scholars are trying to figure out what the hell it is. And, like, my mind just raced back to, in that short, Shinji is walking around and it's snowing, and see, the thing is that I'm not necessarily sure if it's like snow in the literal sense, or if it's snow as in like what Rei promised Shinji before she put everything together. And, like, because once she does, it begins to snow because she's promised that she'd be there for him always, and she'd be waiting for him, and how she manifested herself back into the world with, like, GNR was like, you know, snow, regular snow. So, maybe in the short, it's her doing that, and Shinji's walking around in this untapped potential of a world because it's been reconstituted.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I never thought about it like that.
I know, right? Isn't that awesome?
I'm excited
Right.
again.
Me too.
Yay.
This movie's never coming out.
Yeah, no, it's not. You are, parentheses,
All
never getting this movie.
All right, I think we're past the spoiler part of this. Are we? Am I right?
Yeah.
so.
I think we are.
Okay. All right, and are we good on the second part here?
I think so.
All right. Then let us move on to the third and final part of this little conversation. The Another Impact short.
So good.
This is exactly why I love the guy who does Appleseed, because this is his animation style, and it's fucking awesome.
So for those who don't know, the Another Impact short was directed by Shinji Aramaki, who's best known for doing the CG versions of Appleseed, and he also did Captain Harlock. He was a director for that. He was also working with Atsushi Takeuchi, who did Appleseed, Ghost in the Shell, Moldiver, Psychopaths, Skycrawlers, stuff like that. He did the design for this thing. And then Masaru Matsumoto did the CGI for this movie. So basically, what this movie is, for those who may have not seen it yet, is a 3D rendering of and this is directly from the website is how they describe this. It's another time, another place. An activation test of a decisive weapon is underway. With its development and operational trials shrouded in complete secrecy, the Another Number Unit Null suddenly breaks free of human control and goes berserk. For what purpose was Another Number Unit Null created? And it's basically the story of this Ava's activation and rampage. So, it looks beautiful. Let's get that out of the way.
Yes!
Of the stuff I've seen out of the Animator Expo, this might be one of the most visually stunning things in terms of what it is. No knock against me, or Until You Come to Me, but this one hits harder because it almost, like, the CG is so good it almost feels real.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of iffy on some. I know this kind of sounds like devil's advocate, but I was kind of iffy on a little bit of the CG. Some of the movement of the Ava, it's like moved around felt a little uncanny.
Right.
But like the rest of it, like all the lighting and the buildings and the UN planes and everything was shiny. Wonderful.
Yes. All right. So basically, you think a little bit of the motion of the Evangelion was a little jerky, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. But everything else looked cool. Like, I could see this becoming like a video game. Would be awesome.
Oh man, Unreal 4, make it happen.
Like, this thing looks like it crawled out of Mass Effect.
Oh, god damn it! Really?
Like, no. Well, like, with the blue lights on its face and everything, like, I could totally see this thing as being like some kind of final boss or something.
Come on.
What?
Mass Effect final boss.
Oh yeah.
Still would have been a better ending to 3.
Do not. Also, anyone that's listening to this, Asuka, myself, I just finished the Mass Effect series after 6 months of doing the game, and
like that.
It was really good, and I want to talk to absolutely anyone about it. So find me in an off-topic thread, or I'll start an off-topic, whatever. I just am desperate to talk to someone that isn't chat about it.
Go start a thread on the forum, Asuka. People want to talk to you.
I will, but don't talk to me about indoctrination theory, because I think that it's bullshit. That's all. Anyway.
And
okay,
moving back to where we were.
So overall, analyzing the short, the person at the end, Ray?
What?
The person at the end of the...
Do we think it's Ray?
Yeah.
Could be.
I think it's...
I don't think it's... I'm not sure which ray. That's the kind of the thing.
I love that that's a thing that we have to talk about in theory.
I honestly felt that it's a clone of Ray, and this goes back to something I went back to before. I believe that that if it is a Ray, it's a clone of Ray that's inside of a dummy plug.
Go on.
That's all there is to it. Because they didn't show a pilot for this thing, so it stands to be assumed that it's being run on a dummy plug system. And what we kind of talked about before is that the various clones of Ray make up the dummy plugs. Uh-huh. So what this might actually be is one of those plugs all of a sudden becoming self-aware and, realizing its situation. And then because of that, it just loses its shit.
Well, the other thing is that, in their description, in another place, in another time, this could be a different timeline entirely. I assume that it was a different timeline entirely.
That's a possibility too. I mean, this could be, years after, Shinji creates Third Impact. This could be, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you where to start with this. I mean, that's the thing. We aren't given a whole lot of information about this thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of sad about. I wish we had something more concrete to go on, other than it's an Eva, it goes nuts, and the last thing you see is this thing standing in the middle of this broken city, and there's just nothing around this broken city except the Red Sea of nothing.
Okay, so going along with that bit, this took me a couple watches to notice this. But so it zooms out and you can see the whole city, and it's surrounded by the Red Sea, whatever. If you keep looking at the city, first off you notice it's sort of in a crater.
Yeah.
But then the Red City, or the city, starts to fill with the Red Sea. By the end of it, the city isn't there anymore.
Okay. So what do you think? It's the sinking. You think it's a sinking city?
Or maybe, I don't know. I think they're all dead now.
You think it's the end of Tokyo 3?
Yeah, everybody's dead.
Which is another reason why I thought it was a different timeline. I thought maybe this was some sort of failed timeline, some sort of crazy multiverse thing in which...
Some sort of crazy multiverse thing, as if we are not talking about the ultimate some sort of crazy multiverse series. Are you kidding me right now?
Considering we brought it up during the Uchicon podcast.
Yeah, this is a timeline in which, they weren't very good at the Ava Project, and everyone sort of died.
I'm wondering if this is even happening within Japan. What if this is at one of the other nerve branches? This could be a nerve branch in the Philippines or something like that.
Okay, the Philippines is probably not going to still physically exist if Second Impact happens.
I'm just saying it could very well be anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to be Japan.
I know, but okay, I hate to do this to you, but
but you're gonna power through it.
But I'm gonna do it anyways.
It could be in Japan.
No, first of all, we know it can be nowhere south of the equator because that's all gone.
True.
Yeah, everything south of the equator is gone due to Second Impact. That is not even up for the debate. That also includes the Philippines, because that kind of happens to be down there. Secondly, based off of what we have gathered for locations of nerve before, wait.
We know Japan exists, and we know...
I think I know where it is.
Where?
I think it could be Massachusetts.
Wait, I was going to say, because there are only 3 branches I remember even being mentioned are the Tokyo 3 branch.
There's Tokyo, Shanghai, Massachusetts, Berlin, and Nevada.
Okay.
Nevada's in the middle of the United States, not happening.
Not going to happen.
Berlin's in the middle of Europe, not happening. Shanghai is a possibility, but...
Do you have all of the nerve branches memorized?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know. I remember the scene where I remember the scene where it pops up with the different branches too. You know,
Also, Nevada doesn't exist anymore. Remember?
Exactly, Nevada's gone too after a certain point.
It's not even like it blew up. It's like no, it just doesn't exist.
It got direct. It got direct, y'all.
So great. So basically, what you're telling me is this whole thing could be happening in friggin' Boston.
Yeah, because it would make sense.
That'd be wonderful.
Think about the geography of that section of the United States really quickly.
I'm well aware of it.
Okay, and you know how that there's that little piece that curls away from the bottom of Massachusetts.
That would be called Cape Cod.
There you go. It's Cape Cod. That would make complete and total sense.
It would, I guess, yeah. All right then.
And and it may not be Ray, but it may be like a Ray imitation.
That's what I said, like a clone of Ray.
Exactly.
Or it could even not be a Ray. It could be a Kawaru for all we know. We never get a good look.
There's a girl's voice.
I was gonna say, well, yeah, but Japan likes to use female VAs for roles of that age, so it could still be Kawaru.
I'd actually have to look that up really quick. I want to know who did Kawaru's voice for the original Japanese.
That's probably not the worst idea in the world, because if it was a female, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking that up right now. Give me just a moment here. Fucking hell. Too many results.
See, Asuka, this is what happens when you watch Ava way too many times over a 15-year period.
Said a bad word.
What did I say?
You said fucking hell.
I did?
It's a bad word. You did.
Oh, I thought I said something wrong. Like, wait, what did I say wrong? Okay.
I'm also looking at my homework while this is going on, because I forgot I had some that's due at midnight, so...
Yay! Good thing we're doing this now.
Yeah!
Exactly.
Jeez. All right.
You're
well,
welcome.
anyway, keep talking. I'm going to bring this up.
You're welcome. Welcome for what?
Okay, so these are... How many of these shorts are there supposed to be? 3? Right?
You mean actual Ava-related ones?
No, just in this whole thing.
Oh, I don't know, actually.
I think it's 30 shorts.
Holy Jesus.
And
yeah,
we are on 13.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
So 3 out of 13 have been Ava-related. I can only assume that at least 3 more.
Well, if we extrapolate 25%, yeah, we're going to have like 7 or 8 that are Ava-related.
I am okay with this.
Yeah, I am too. Not going to lie.
I haven't watched the other ones. I think I should.
Probably.
Yeah, there's a ton of good ones. I'd like to see some of them. Okay, let's see. What? Why are you guys not talking? Talk, damn you!
What? I thought you were for something. Woo.
Yeah, 3 more Ava.
Yeah,
What do you think they'd be about? If there were 3 more of them that were Ava-related.
Please, God, give Asuka some exclusive content for her. Please. I'm so sick of seeing nothing but Ray and Shinji on everything they put out. Please, recognize the queen.
Actually, really quick, guys.
Featuring Ritsuko's cats.
Anyway.
I looked into it. Ritsuko only had 1 cat and didn't care about it, and it died.
That sounds like an interesting story.
Oh. I mean, it's not really a story. I was reading Ritsuko's Wikipedia page because I was trying to figure out how old she was the other day. And she had a cat that her grandmother took care of, and she cared so little about it that she never asked about it. And her grandma calls at one point in the series and is like, "Your cat died." And Ritsuko's like, "Oh."
Yeah, Ritsuko has to console her grandmother about it.
Yeah.
While you have the little cat figurines like sitting on her desk as she's saying this in like just the most cold Ritsuko voice possible.
Okay, what's the voice actor?
All right, so Kawaru's voice actor, and I had to confirm this across original series and Rebuild, is Akira Ishida, and that's a guy. So that kind of defeats that. And of course, Megumi Hayashibara plays Rei Ayanami in Rebuild. So
do we know who? Do we know who did the voice in this short or no?
I believe there are credits, but I can't speak Japanese, nor can I read Japanese.
Yeah, you're talking about me having to do some serious research. So
we'll do it later then. We will figure things out. We will report back.
Okay. We do the digging, so you don't have to.
Good God! All right, so we've covered the 3 shorts. I'd love to hear what the fans have to say about this. You know, this is why we have the forums. Bring it up, talk about it with us. We're not, So yeah, talk about things with us. So here's, I guess my question now is, obviously I don't think Me is going to end up doing this, but for the other 2, how plausible is it to see the storylines in either Another Impact or Until You Come to Me become part of the greater Evangelion universe in terms of these might be possibilities for stories?
100%. This isn't even a question.
Well, no, I mean, let's say, like, the plot of Until You Come to Me becomes part of 3.0, or the plot of Another Impact is now suddenly canon in the 4th movie. That's what I'm saying.
Again, 100%. I think either or both could happen.
Okay.
Because we don't know. We don't know what the hell's going to happen. All we got was Frank and Ava, and I don't believe that's even happening because remember the teaser for 3.0 after 2.0? How much of that did we get? We got nothing, so who knows what the hell we're getting.
Yeah, I think the Unit Null thing is just too different from where the story is going to actually make it in. I'm sure it's something that they at some point thought about. Like, this could very well be an old idea. But I still fully believe that Until You Come to Me is based on concept art and that we can see some of it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Never mind.
All right. No, I was going to say, I think, I could see Until You Come to Me being part of, like, 3.0, but with Another Impact, like, I could actually see this becoming a plot line where Misato's group ends up making its own Ava that actually is Unit Null, or they steal Unit Null in some way, and then that thing tries to create its own impact. I could see that being a possibility, and it's something I would love to see. I'm not sure if doing it in CGI is possible for like the last movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be something really cool to try, but I'm not really sure how it would work. The other possibility here, and now we're talking like, God, this is never going to happen, is if they ever decided to pull off a live-action Evangelion movie.
No.
Michael Bay.
No. I don't want that movie to happen.
Quentin Tarantino.
But let's just play that. Let's just play
Angelina Jolie.
Let's just
Wes
pretend we're
Anderson.
drunk.
Anyway, but let's just playing the possibility game. If there was ever an Evangelion live-action movie, this might be a possible plot for it, of this rogue Ava that Nerve has no control over, no one has any control over, that they don't know where it came from. It's just a secret. It was like a secret development project by one of the other Nerve branches, and Shinji, Asuka, and Rei are sent to go destroy it.
Directed by Wes Anderson, starring Bill Murray as Shinji.
Two concerns I have about like trying to expound on Unit Null are: is somebody piloting it, and does it run out of batteries?
It doesn't exactly seem like it's plugged in.
Well, that's so let's. I mean, from what we know,
I don't think they'd be like, oh, it's in beast mode this entire time. Like, they've done a pretty good job about keeping it grounded in some sort of physical possibility.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I don't think there's anybody piloting the thing and this might be the test of a standalone power source.
Yeah.
Which
isn't S2 the S2 engine a standalone power source?
Yes, it is.
I believe so. Yes.
Oh,
so this could be the product.
That.
Yeah. So the product that is unit null could be a further test of that S2 engine, and it just went completely horribly awry.
I just like the part when it ran through the building. Like,
yeah,
that was awesome. That was just awesome. It just runs through buildings like it doesn't give a damn.
Did you notice some of the sound effects they used were like original Ava sound effects?
Yes,
like some of the crashes.
I did. That was pretty cool.
So, all right. So I think we've covered what we need to cover here. I'd love to hear, I'd love to hear from our fans. Talk to us on the forums. Email us, dummyplugpodcast@gmail.com.
Send a smoke signal.
Send
a pigeon.
Or now that we have YouTube, for God's sakes, you can use a comment section on YouTube.
Oh my God, please don't use the comment section on YouTube.
No.
Because then I have to read the comment section on YouTube, which is something I promised myself I would never do.
Yeah, please. I put one video up, and all of a sudden somebody's asking me about how somebody asked Shinji, was the father aware of just how disappointing you were? I was just like, wow, we've really gone. We literally went 15 minutes before it all went to shit.
So bad.
That's actually longer than it usually takes on YouTube.
This is true. Actually, no, it wasn't first. It was second.
Yay.
So, all right. Well, I think we've covered what we need to cover, and so I think we can sign off on that.
Cool.
All right. So for everyone here at the Dummy Plug Podcast, thank you for listening. Talk to us on the forums. Hit us up on the emails. And we will see you next time.
Cool.
Bye.